Hi friends, I'm Stephanie Hansen. Let's go! I've been cooking, eating, and talking about it for years.
This is amazingly good.
Now I'm inviting you along for the ride. You seem like you're pretty adventurous about food. Meet the chefs, home cooks, restaurateurs, and bakers honing their craft. Oh, look at that technique. And try new recipes with me in my kitchen. It's simple, it's easy, that looks amazing. There's always something delicious to share. This is Taste Buds. Sarah Kieffer. Oh my gosh, we are in Sarah Kieffer's kitchen. I mean, look at that pink stove. Who has a pink stove except for a glorious cookie baker who's got not one, not two, not three, but 4 cookbooks and also has a blog called the Vanilla Bean Blog where she shares all of her cookie baking secrets. I took a class from her the other day and I was so impressed by all the little tips and tricks that she had for making cookies. I thought, who better to spend some time with this holiday season than Sarah Kieffer. Hey Taste Buds, it's an exciting day today because I'm with Sarah Kieffer in her kitchen. Sarah is someone I've been following for a long time. She makes cookies.
Yes.
And she originally developed the pan-banging method of how to do chocolate chip cookies. Thank you for having us in your home today. And I just want to show you a couple of her amazing cookbooks because I've written 1 cookbook, but she's on her 4th and working on her 5th and probably 6th, 7th, and 8th because she's a local treasure. So the Vanilla Bean baking book was your first.
Yes.
Had you had a history of baking or how did you come to this profession?
So I started in college. I worked at a coffee shop that made everything from scratch and they needed help in the kitchen. And so they threw me in there one day and that's kind of how it started.
Okay, I love that. So your first job was baking.
Yeah.
But the Vanilla Bean baking book was your first.
Yes.
And you told me a cute little story about this label on here because it was nominated for a James Beard Award.
It was not.
Oh,
But
not!
It was not, but my son was really sad that it wasn't nominated
Aw.
or anything. So he made me the River Kieffer Award and put that on my book for me.
Love, but I will point out you were the winner of Savour's Best Baking and Dessert blog.
Yes.
And then you went on to, let's get them in the right order, the 100 cookies.
100 cookies.
Okay, and then we went into baking for the holidays, which
holidays.
is perhaps why we're here today. We might be
Yes.
doing some cookie baking. And this one has a different finish. It's a little shinier.
Yes.
I noticed these things. This is 100 morning treats.
Yes.
Which of these books feels like speaks to your style of cooking the most?
This one.
Really?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
This is my favorite book. I realized that recently. It kind of has a little bit of everything, and when I started baking, I did a lot of morning baking.
Yeah.
And so it's just very nostalgic for me.
Oh, what are we gonna make today, Sarah?
It's 2 doughs that can make 3 cookies. So we're making double chocolate mint cookie, and then a chocolate chip cookie, and then we're gonna split them in half and make a half and half cookie.
Sarah's recipes are super approachable, very easy. That's why it appeals to me, and that's why we're here today. So what's the first cookie we're gonna make?
We're gonna make chocolate chip
Chocolate
cookies
chip.
to start.
Okay. What I am so impressed by is you're just gonna make this in the bowl by hand.
Yes, so we're starting with melted butter.
Yes.
We're gonna just add our sugars.
All right, we've got sugars, and you use brown sugar.
And I like to throw the salt in with my sugars just to help it dissolve and really mix in.
Oh, okay, that's a good tip. And she's stirring with a whisk, which is something I would do.
Yes. So I'm gonna start with the whisk, and my brown sugar is a little hard because it is cold in Minnesota.
Yes.
That can happen, but
holiday
this
season.
nice warm butter is gonna help it even out. And then I'm gonna add my egg yolk,
Okay. Just a yolk.
just a yolk, and then there's a whole nother egg.
Okay.
The yolk helps make the center more fudgy, which is something that I also love.
Hey, you published a recipe recently for a molasses cookie that had a fudgy center.
Yes.
Fudgy is, I think, your term this season because a lot of the cookies you're working on have those fudgy, kind of underbaked feeling centers.
My dream cookie is a very fudgy center with crisp edges.
Yum,
And that's
me
what I'm
too.
always striving for. And then I'm gonna add vanilla. And
Okay.
I like a whopping tablespoon.
Okay, a tablespoon of vanilla.
You can put less. I know vanilla can be really expensive. And so I always say you can use less, but I love a good strong vanilla flavor. Then we're gonna add our leaveners, which is some baking powder and soda. and mix it right in. And then I'm gonna add my flour. This is the only part that takes a minute. If you're using a stand mixer, obviously that does the work for you.
Can we just like, do you feel your
Yeah,
arms, your biceps?
There's not much there, but.
There is too!
All right, so then when I have it almost totally mixed, I'm gonna add my chocolate. This is 7 ounces, and I've mixed some dark 70% chocolate with some semi-sweet. I like a mixture. You don't have to get that precise. You can throw chocolate chips in here if you
Okay.
want.
What is so cool about this dough to me is all those little crumbly bits, the little chocolatey powder, are mixing into the dough too. So you're gonna get it through each bite of cookie.
Right, and that's what chocolate chips don't do.
Yeah.
And that can also change how your cookie spreads too. But my kids like chocolate chips, so we'll switch how we.
The kids always like it how you don't do it.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Okay, so this is our dough. Now we're gonna make the double chocolate mint dough.
Double chocolate! All right. Not sure why I did my Nixon peace hands,
I
but
like
two, double chocolate. All right, you've got the melted butter again as the
Yeah.
start.
I'm using the same bowl, and there is still a little cookie dough left, but
Sure.
that's okay. It's gonna be
We're not
delicious.
fussy.
No. So we're just gonna put our sugars in again.
Okay, and is that about a cup?
It's 3/4 cup of each.
Okay, all right.
And then our salt. And I'm just taking my whisk and just getting the sugar covered in the butter. All
That
right.
looks so delicious. Okay, 1 egg
One
without the white, just
Yep.
like the other batter, and 1 whole egg.
We're gonna throw those in. We're gonna add vanilla again.
All right, vanilla, and it'll still be minty even with the vanilla?
Yes.
Okay. I think I would have probably just gone mint, no vanilla, so it's good to know you need to balance your flavors.
I mean, you could leave it out, but I
But why?
just love the
So
undertones
good.
of vanilla. And then we're adding mint extract.
Okay,
This is by taste. I like a whopping teaspoon.
okay.
I really want it to taste minty if
Yes,
you're gonna
it's
do
the
this.
holidays, mint away.
You can add more or less. It's gonna be
Oh,
so
yes, woo! It's like,
good. A mint hit.
yes, love.
Okay, and this is cocoa powder.
Okay,
This is Rodell,
Oh.
which you can get at Costco. And I find that's like a great, just like neutral
Yeah.
cocoa.
I wouldn't know because I've never been to a Costco.
Oh.
It's fun fact, fun fact. I'm terrified of the parking lot. Sorry, Costco, I'm sure you're great.
Okay, so that looks rich and
Oh
creamy.
yeah, that looks like brownie batter, yum.
And we're gonna add our leaveners.
Soda and powder.
Yep, again. So the recipe is very similar, except it has a little less flour due to the cocoa powder.
Oh, okay, so that it still isn't over dry.
Yep, and we want to balance out, since we're making half and half cookies, we want them to melt the same in the oven so the one's not super lumpy and the other one is flat.
Who would think about that?
I stay up at night.
I know, bakers would, that's who.
And then we got our flour. I'm
Okay.
just gonna grab my spatula again. So that looks good, and then we're
Really
gonna add our
good.
chocolate.
So we're gonna get all those little shards and bits, and you guys, I wish we had smell-o-vision because it's smelling like just a minty wonderland.
So then we have our double chocolate mint dough.
Double chocolate, we're like the double mint twins here.
Now we are going to bake 3 kinds of cookies.
Just
We ha-
3, not 1, not 2, but 3.
We have our double chocolate
Okay.
mint, chocolate chip, and then a half and half.
All right, it's gonna be amazing. Now this is the part of the show where I get to be like all Lucille Ball and try to do what you do, and it doesn't work out, but I'm gonna try. So we're gonna scoop up some cookies, right?
Yes. I just put my scoop in.
I am getting the most heavenly, chocolatey, buttery, minty smells.
So then after you scoop them, I like to roll them into a round ball.
That's why your cookies are so round.
Yes. This helps them stay a little more poofy in the oven.
All right, so I've got it perfectly level,
Perfect.
sort of. 1,
That's great.
okay, 2. Oh, they're probably too close together, but it's okay because I'm gonna roll them in my hands, right?
Yes.
All right, 3. Okay, ready. Oh, this dough is just like amazing. Yeah, and they're kind of like, they get that little sphere
Yep.
that looks like the Epcot Center when you roll them.
Now we're gonna do the half and half, and these are shaped a little differently.
Okay, so you're kind of free forming. Yep.
Yep, and then I like to stick them back in the scoop to make sure they're the same size. And then I'm gonna just do the same thing and then roll them. I like to sprinkle salt on top. A lot of people sprinkle the salt after the cookie comes out of the oven, but I feel like it's too salty then. When you do it before, it has time to kind of bake into the cookie.
Smart.
I keep really flaky salt.
Is that like a Maldon sea
Yep.
salt? Okay.
Yes. I just put a little bit, and if they're like the flakes are extra big, I just kind of break them up over the top.
Okay. She made this look really easy, friends, so ours are not gonna probably be as great, but we are going to try. I love this idea that you're almost forming these cookies inside the scoop.
Yeah, I just feel like it keeps everything the same size.
Yes, so smart.
So I bake these for 10 minutes at 400, and then I take them out. You're gonna be able to tell they're ready because they'll be puffed. The top will have a little bit of brown on it. And then we're gonna take a spoon and just smush the centers in.
Okay, when she's pressing, they're making this little like, ooh sound as they are deflating. We wanna show you if you were using pre-frozen balls, kind of what the process would be and how that would be different.
Right, so I've found that freezing them makes, I think, a better cookie. The center is even more fudgy, and they keep their shape better. Up to 2 weeks you can freeze them, and that way you can just do a couple at a time if the mood hits.
Yeah, like you could be the best mom ever and the kids are coming home from school, you see the bus pulling up and you're like, here, let me just put some of my frozen cookie balls in the pan so that I can make fresh cookies for my children every day.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna do 8 here. As you can see, they're rock
Yeah.
solid.
And so how does the salt work in this situation?
I'm still just gonna sprinkle it right on the top.
All right.
It should stick just fine. Okay, so just the same thing, I'm gonna put them in the oven.
Okay.
You may need an extra minute, so at 10 I'd check it. If the top still looks pretty light, I'd give it another minute since they are so cold.
Okay. Oh, look at that. It's so different, the frozen
edges,
ones.
Yeah, the edges keep together a little better. They're more puffed. So yeah, I'm gonna take my spoon. You can see there's more of a divot there.
Okay, wait, listen, do one. Can you hear it? There's like a definite sound. All right, so the cookies are done, Sarah. Your kitchen smells fantastic. We have these ones that are cooling. These cookies we've already done. I pulled these off your windowsill because they look like these cute little vintage reindeer. What's the story behind these?
All right, yeah, so they're not vintage.
Okay, but they do look vintage,
do
don't
look
they? They're
vintage.
adorable.
My grandma used to have little vintage deer and like all those little cute ornaments. So every time I see one that looks like one of hers, I have to pick it up.
Oh, I love it so much. So did you bake with your grandma or your mom?
Both my grandma and my mom did not love baking.
Okay.
So my mom always made an effort, especially around the holidays, to do fun stuff in the kitchen. Like she did candy making a couple years.
Oh, that's hard.
It was like the really,
Suckers.
yeah, yep.
We made those too. So if someone was gonna say, what is the Sarah Kieffer like holiday cookie? What would it be that you make?
Oh boy. I think my pan banging ginger cookies.
Yum.
Those, and it's on my website too. I dip it in this rum frosting
You had
or
me at rum.
icing. So half of it's got rum and then the other half is plain.
Yum.
And it's a giant cookie. You can put little like holly candies on it.
Okay, that sounds very delicious and very sophisticated too. Well, we have warm cookies, so I
Yes,
feel like we should help ourselves.
Exactly.
We'll give you the good half and half.
Perfect.
Now, do you eat cookies all the time?
Yeah.
Mmm. They're so fudgy in the middle, like a brownie. And for how much mint we put in there, they're minty, but not like
Right.
these. I thought they were gonna be super minty.
It's really subtle.
Wow.
And the crispy edges always get me.
There's nothing about a cookie with salt that doesn't get me every single time. Wow. That's like the best cookie ever. Have you had cookie fails?
Oh, for sure.
Can you think of like an epic cookie fail?
I had like sugar cookies that I had dipped in icing. It was like a thin icing that just never set. And so they were just like, they got all soft.
Oh, and
then the
soggy.
icing didn't set. It was just gross. Yeah.
Who did you feed those to?
Oh, my kids.
Well, you're my new taste bud. So I can come over anytime.
Anytime.
I'll bring the coffee if you have the cookies.
That sounds like a plan.
I promise I'll wash my hands before I touch anything in your house. You don't even have chocolate on your hands. How is that not possible?
Well, I just ate the less chocolate part.
Because you were doing it for like the camera. I'm doing it for real. I'm here eating the cookies.
I was like, it's gonna be all over my teeth.
Oh, yeah. That ship sailed for me. It was too good. I couldn't stop. You know. Thank you for being a taste bud. It's been so fun to spend some holiday time with you in your kitchen.
Thank you so much for
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers to the happy holiday
Yes.
season and to coffee and cookies.
Yes.
For more about the cookies from this episode, go to fox9.com/tastebuds. Oh. Okay. See you next time, taste buds.